Hi, I'm Heyzeus, and this video is going to cover my pick'ems for the playoffs of IEM Katowice 2019, aka Liquid vs Astralis. Nice murder porn, by the way, Forrest. Now, we're going to jump straight into game and have a look at an on-point fluff post from the CSGO subreddit, which I'll link in the description, but I thought I'd bring it up in its natural environment. So it's called Everybody's Pick'ems for the Playoffs Revealed by a guy called Erazar, and it looks like this. Now, this is a fluff post, and I'm going to treat it like that. I definitely don't think it was intended as serious analysis, but at the same time, I do want to crunch the numbers and see whether the quarterfinal picks really don't matter. So, a quick rundown of how the new pick'em system works here. Basically, to get all the points for your diamond coin, you need 2 quarterfinal picks, 1 semi-final pick, and 1 grand final pick. And for obvious reasons, I've got Liquid and Astralis stuck in at every available opportunity. It's a complete no-brainer, and I don't think I really need to explain why. But let's focus in on whether the other 2 picks actually matter, because we know that Liquid and Astralis are strong favourites in both their matches. If they pick up both of the quarters and at least one of the semi-finals, then you've already got your points for the first 2 stages of the playoffs in the bag. So, for the other 2 picks to be relevant under this system, either Liquid or Astralis need to drop a quarterfinal. Now, obviously, no one truly knows what the odds of this happening are, how can you? But there are people called actuaries who estimate the odds for a living using complicated maths with lots of weird symbols, and these odds are used to set the returns for gambling sites, and thanks to HLTV compiling these all in one place, we can easily have a look at the various odds out there and get a rough estimate of what these actuaries think the actual odds are. And since betting sites need to get this stuff right to make money, it should be fairly reliable at the end of the day. So you'll notice that Astralis' average return is about $1.15 and Liquid's return is about $1.30. Now, I'm going to derive from that a chance of winning of about 80% for Astralis and 70% for Liquid. This is assuming that the betting company wants you to make about 90 cents for each dollar that you bet, and I found that these win percentages roughly balance out for both of the teams involved in each match. It is rough, don't get me wrong, but I think it's close enough. And this allows us to calculate the chance of either Astralis or Liquid dropping a game. So the chance of both of them winning is 0.8 times by 0.7, and subtract 1 from that, and you've got the chance of one of them dropping a match. And I have to say, I'm a bit surprised by this. So the chance of either Liquid or Astralis losing a series is about 44%. Now, I'll be honest, when I started making this video, I thought I'd get, odds of about 10%, not 44, so bit of a shock to me, but it really does show that these other 2 quarterfinal picks are pretty important after all. In fact, it means I actually need to be serious about what I pick because it could actually matter. So, FaZe versus Na'Vi. I'm going to go with Na'Vi. Both teams have looked shaky at times, but I think FaZe has definitely looked the more shaky. It's true that Na'Vi got beaten fairly soundly by Liquid and had a close call against Vitality, but on the other hand, FaZe lost to Renegades, they lost to a Vanguard, they nearly lost to Complexity, and in general, looked all over the place. As for MIBR v Renegades, so my head, my gut, and the numbers all say MIBR, my heart says the Renegades, and both teams have looked fairly solid during the group stage. Arguably, Renegades had even tougher opposition than MIBR, so only 1 of the 4 teams that MIBR played in the group stage made it to the playoffs, while there's 3 of the 4 that the Renegades played did, but I suspect that MIBR will have a massive mental edge in a high-pressure game like this, and that will probably tip the odds in their advantage. So, that weird silver guy in the yellow jacket does like to say, love with your heart, use your head for everything else, but you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, the boys, I'm going with my heart. Now, that does leave the grand final, and I can be a bit more rational here, so I'm going to pick Astralis, and not because their name sounds like Australia, but for 2 other reasons. Firstly, I think they're on the easier side of the bracket. We saw the odds for their NIP matchup, and it was much more favourable than Liquid v ENCE, and this semi-final matchup might not necessarily be any easier than Liquid's, but the quarterfinal matchup alone is already reason enough. Secondly, as great a team as I think Liquid is, I think Astralis' experience will probably help them out. Yes, we have seen Liquid pick up grand finals over Astralis before. They did it at the Iberpower Masters, but in the grand final of a major, the highest pressure environment possible, I would have to favour Astralis. I just think they'll have an edge, so those are my picks. Hopefully I didn't make too much of an idiot of myself. I'll lock them in now. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your gut. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to leave you with a message from CS Money, who have generously helped this channel. That's all, guys. See ya.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to cs.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.